dressing every day as a special occasion. Every day is a new year. Every day is a new day. Every day you deserve to feel like a queen.
So welcome, my queen. So happy to have you on my podcast, Owning Your Legacy. It's been a long time coming. Will you introduce yourself to our listeners, please?
My name is Tali Kogan. I am a stylist and a women empowerment coach, and I am a founder of Tel Aviv Couture and Sweet Dome Chicago.
And I'm glad to have you in person, and you're so sparkly, and you light up a room.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's just a joy. And I know we have so much to talk about that, and I have a feeling we're going to be like all over the place, but that's okay. It's
I
totally
can see
okay.
that.
So I'd love to just start, though, with your story, because your story is so amazing. And I really kind of want you to describe a lot about, you know, kind of thinking of your childhood versus your kids' childhood. You know what I mean? And really talk about what it was like to come to this country and not speak the language, and, you know, kind of dive into how you got to where you are now.
Wow.
I know, it's a lot.
It is a lot. Let me back up a little bit. Let me start with sharing with you what I do today.
Okay.
So there is one big statement that was done by a queen, Michelle Obama,
Yes.
during their inauguration, when she showed up in that monochrome outfit.
Yes, beautiful.
When she showed up, she walked in like a queen, so powerful. She said so much.
And those arms, those
Without-
beautiful arms. Yes.
Exactly. She said so much in this beautiful plum purple outfit, and she just said so much without saying a word. People like Michelle Obama most likely work with a stylist. That's what I today help women do. I help them to show the world their mission, who they are, through the personal style.
Yes. And you are a master at it, but yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
How did I get there?
Yeah.
We can definitely open that story up.
Yeah, I think that one for our listeners is just really powerful, because you are like the embodiment of what is possible. So
Thank you, Laurette.
I think it'll be good for them to hear.
Thank you so much. And the interesting part is that, you know, my background is accounting. I was born in Israel. I was born in Ukraine. I was raised in Israel. I immigrated 3 times. And I never thought that fashion is actually an industry. For me, my family presented to me 3 options, which is a doctor, an attorney, or a lawyer. I've been always really good with numbers. So accounting and business seemed like a very good foundation for me.
And I know you and I have talked about this, and I keep bringing you back to this because I think it's just so cool that, and many of our listeners might not know that in Israel, you have to join the army. Every 18-year-old has to join the army. And I want you to talk a little bit about that. And did any of that get you into accounting, or that was probably very different? But I think, those of you that are watching and not listening see she's this tiny little thing, but yet a powerhouse.
Thank you. Serving in the Israeli military was one of the most powerful and transformational experiences ever. That definitely helped me and shaped me to become who I am today. I served in the military as an officer for 3 years. Women are only obligated to serve 18 months, but I decided to go all the way. I trained thousands of soldiers under me. And after doing that, it seemed like everything is possible.
Right? If you make it through that.
Yes, if you make it through that, you can go through everything.
Do men have to serve longer?
Men serve for 3 years.
Okay.
And then, you know, if you become an officer, you sign for longer. So I did my service for 3 years, and I can tell you that it opened so many doors for me, and it showed so much possibility. It showed me what I am capable for. Give me lots of strength and a lot of courage and lots of resilience.
Yeah, grit. They say grit.
Yes.
Is like one of the factors to success.
100%. Not much to do with style. I was wearing uniform every single day.
Did you put a really sparkly belt on that?
I wish I could. I wish I could. Yes. Yeah, that was an amazing experience. Thanks for asking.
So what did you take from that's into your leadership, into your leadership now?
I was a leader in the
Yeah.
military. I was an officer. Like I was leading soldiers. I was delegating. I had and it gives me lots of leadership skills. It allowed me to understand what is my skills, where is my strength, how to use my team, how to find their geniuses, and it's just really leveled up me and my leadership skills to the next level.
Yeah. Do you still communicate with people that you went through that
Yeah,
with?
one of my best friends, we actually met in the military, and she is the reason that I ended up being in the fashion industry. After the service, we both actually worked in a clothing boutique for a very short period of time. And then her name is Leah. She started her own fashion line. I was her number one fan, huge supporter, wearing her clothing, always getting lots of compliments. So when I moved to US, I wanted to start a business. I wanted to do something that will connect me to Israel. I feel like I understand so much the mentality, and I felt a lot of guilt also by being here. My family is there. So I really wanted to do something with Israel, and I didn't know what it was. And sometimes it's just like in front of you. One of Leah, she at that point of her life, launched her fashion brand, and I'm like, why not to bring the brand to America? So that's how it started, by the idea of helping a friend, and then I said to myself, why just to help Leah? There are so many incredible and amazing Israeli designers out there that we're not even aware of. And they're all like a one-man show there. They do everything. So they really needed that integrated, that marketing person who can really help them to do that. And I was very passionate about it. I have not seen myself as a stylist by doing it. I saw myself more of like in between, like a marketing
distributor,
person,
middleman.
salesperson, a wholesaler, whatever you want to call it, just not a stylist. Like I'd never seen myself as a stylist. I've never could imagine that I will become a stylist. I always absolutely loved fashion. My mom is beautiful. She always was dressing up beautifully. And I remember when I just came here to United States, I was walking in Michigan Avenue. I remember even my office at the accounting firm was on top of the Coach store.
Oh, no, that's dangerous.
Yeah, but I couldn't even walk in. Like I was so like intimidated and felt like it's not for me. This is too expensive. I can't afford it. So yeah, that was it.
Oh, we got to dig into that. But wait,
yeah.
before we get into that, I love that it's like worthiness. Talk a little bit about what brought you to the United States. I think you gotta touch on that, because that again, I think is something that many people listening could relate to.
Absolutely. I'm a completely open book. I love sharing my story because I do feel some women need to hear that. So I came here because I was introduced to my ex-husband. It was kind of almost like a little bit of an arranged kind of a marriage, which turned out to be a monster, like really one of the worst people on the planet, that abused me, and physically and verbally. And
you're so far away from your family at that point.
So far away from my family, keeping it almost like as a secret, because I didn't want my family to be worried, and like, how can they help? They're so far when I'm here.
And you hear
really,
a lot of women keep it as a secret.
Keep it as a secret, and also convincing myself that this is normal. This is okay. The truth is, Laurette, that I haven't seen like that many like happy marriages that last. So I was like, maybe this is the norm. Like, at least I'm not alone. I've been single for quite a long time, and I've been feeling, a little bit lonely, not to mention raised on the idea that every princess needs a king,
Right.
And that I need a man to save me. And I felt like, okay, so it's better to be in this relationship than to be alone.
And even back to your military days, I think that I would have thought that the 3 years in the military would have maybe made you not feel like every princess needs a king, because your strength.
But they did an opposite. I'm like, I can do it. I can do it. I got this. I can do it.
I'll muscle through.
Yes, I will find my way. And I'm a very positive person.
Yes,
and,
I can tell.
So I kept finding the light, even though there was so much dark, I kept finding the light and convincing myself, maybe that's okay. At least I'm not alone. maybe this is the American dream.
Right.
I kept convincing, I painted myself this beautiful picture, and I believed in that until I didn't.
Yeah. And so isolated. I mean, people talk about that a lot with abusive relationships. You didn't know the language yet. You didn't have girlfriends here yet. You didn't have family here. So you were very isolated. And that is, for an abuser, that's like the perfect situation.
Yes.
So when you didn't, then what did you do?
I decided that I have two choices, right? You can live like that and be miserable for the rest of your life, or you can make something, you can make a change. And at that time, even though I kept holding to the positive, I was quite depressed. I definitely didn't look like this. I
want to see a picture of
will
this. I need
find
to
those
see the
pictures.
visual.
I was hiding myself. I was wearing dark and baggy clothing. I was overeating. I was not in good shape. I wasn't working out. I didn't know what spirituality is. I definitely wasn't connected to it. I was like by the book. You need to get married as long as you're not alone. And really didn't find that inner joy. And then I decided that this needs to change. And the change started by me investing in myself. And it started by just simply going to the gym, working out, doing something for myself, wearing a little bit more color. I mean, I didn't have money. I didn't have much clothes. But I at least started experimenting, not hiding myself. I would go to stores that I couldn't afford, but at least I would try clothing that define a little bit of me and who I am, that bring me a little bit more joy. And then I, got my confidence. I stole out $2,000 from him, cash.
Good thinking. Get the hell out.
I called the police and
I told them I stole money from my husband.
Well, it was a really big and traumatic scene when it was happening. I literally was terrified for my life, but I called the police and I was able to steal $2,000. And I took the car. I had to return it later. But I took the car, took $2,000, and the police gave me 15 minutes to pack my stuff. Not like I had a lot of stuff. And I just ran away with the car. I went to Ohio motel, and I stayed there for 2 nights.
The one on Ohio?
Ohio motel.
Yeah, I know
right
exactly.
There. I stayed there for 2 nights. I had friends, the only friends that I had in suburbs that I met through my ex. They had a vacant apartment on Ashland and Lawrence. So I gave them the $2,000, and they gave me the apartment. And that's how I started from scratch. But all the doors started opening up for me immediately. Wow. In the minute that I made this decision, that I'm moving on and I'm out of here and I can do it on my own. I don't need the king to save me. Everything, all the doors starting opening up for me. I got a job, with the first interview. I barely spoke English, but I just mastered my interview questions really, really well. And the first interview, I got accepted, an accounting job. I was such an overachiever, an overworker, that I got a bonus within 6 months, a really nice bonus. I bought my own condo. I became so independent within a year that I said, who need man? I will never marry again, never. I finally got my freedom. I had an amazing job. I had my place. I could buy myself clothes.
Didn't have to answer to anyone.
Oh my gosh. I thought I'll never get married again until I met my husband.
Aw. I've been there.
I know you did. We have a lot in common.
Yes. That's awesome. So what did so you're independent and feeling strong, and what did he bring to you that you're like, oh, I'm interested?
My husband, it's interesting, because I talk about relationship all the time, because I really want all women to be happy and to find the right man for them. And, me as my business coach, we even try to study it, our relationship. I think, when you truly become comfortable in your own skin, when you truly love yourself, then you start attracting.
Totally.
And I think we just attracted each other. We met at the bar at Cabaret, on Grant in front of Racket. He was with a group of his friends. I came with a girlfriend. We've been introduced. He was talking to another girl. But I was like, okay, he's probably with that. But we know, it's interesting. We attracted each other. We spoke the whole night. And the same night, I told myself, okay, maybe I will get married again. And if I will, it's going to be him.
Wow, that's like soulmate stuff.
Soulmate stuff. And it's been 18 years ago. Can you believe it?
Congratulations. And you, every time you talk about him, you sparkle.
I love him so much. I can cry
it's-
talking about him
that
because
is
we
so
just were
nice.
born for each other. And I'm just so happy that we found each other. And I'm just, happy for us, but also so excited to share what is really possible. We don't need to compromise. There is definitely a man there, and there isn't a significant other for you that really can complete you in the best possible way.
Right. But I love that you talk about it starts from yourself and investing in yourself. That is so important. And you had mentioned you did Jessica Zweig's class. I don't know if it was a class or it was a retreat.
Retreat in Costa Rica, yes.
Yeah. So talk about how that transformed your
Business.
life and
yes,
business.
my life and my business. Yes, absolutely. It's a great point, Laurette, because things are really started shifting for me from the minute that I realized that I'm first, that I need to invest in myself. I need to love myself first. So as I started, my career as a stylist, transformed from Tel Aviv Couture, from selling Israeli designers to styling business. I had an amazing partnership with 900 Shops at the time during the pandemic. And my business started really picking up. In the minute my business started picking up and I started feeling comfortable, the first thing that I did is invested in myself and self-development. And I booked that retreat with Jessica Zweig, which really tripled my life and my business ever since. Not that only that I've learned so much about myself too, and got lots of tools and resources from brilliant Jessica Zweig. I also met incredible sisters during those retreats they're my sisters forever. We've been supporting each other at all kind of different events and all different journeys that we're doing. So that really opened so many doors for me. And after the retreat, I still do. I invest in myself all the time. I hired Jessica's wife, business and spiritual coach, Gina Marotta, who also elevated me to the next level just by really helping me to be very clear and who I am and my genius. It took me a lot of time to gain a confidence in styling because it's not my background. It's not something that I've learned. People kind of reflect on that to me, but it took me a long time to see actually my value, because in my head, you need to study to have a degree in order to, that's in my head. But it's something I haven't learned. It's something that comes natural to me. So Gina really helped me a lot with that. And she really helped me to step into my spirituality, the oracle cards, the meditation, as I said, I'm Ukrainian-Israeli. I have not been meditating. I don't even know what it is. I didn't even know what it is. And Gina really showed me what is possible when you are truly tuning into yourself, into your heart. She just really blew my mind. We were with Gina, she has a program that she's running for 9 months. It's like a pregnancy. After the 9th month, she's delivering the new product. And I've been working with her for the last 3-4 years, and I can't think myself stop working with her because she's just such an amazing support system.
I think that's great advice that we all need, coaches and also that quiet time to kind of have a clarity break and to, instead of always doing, stop for a minute and be like, what do I want to manifest?
Exactly. Because sometimes it's confusing and it changes. Having a good therapist is also a very good idea.
Imperative. We almost do.
Yes, all of this.
And I love your story too, which kind of relates to this of talk about your client that really opened your eyes to being a stylist.
Yes. So as I mentioned before, I started my business, Tel Aviv Couture, with an idea of bringing Israeli designers into the States. So I was selling clothing. And when one day I attended keynote speaking by this blogger, her name is Damsel in Dior. I've listened to her speaking and I've learned about this whole blogging world. It's blew my mind. I didn't know at that time what it is. I'm wow, this is just so cool that you, instead of buying, selling clothes. I can just like start my own platform and talk to people about anything and everything that might be interesting and valuable to them. It doesn't have to be just Israeli designers. Why to limit yourself? So I started transitioning into this blogging world, especially when I started like having kids. And when I decided that I'm turning off the Tel Aviv Couture because I never really had a store at the time. My store was in my home. You know, I had a studio in the living room with mannequins and all of that stuff.
And now you
So
have kids and toys and
all of it. So I decided I'm making this transition into blogging. And I remember one of my clients calling me. She's like, Tali, I have an event this Friday. I need a dress. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't have an inventory anymore in my home. I can try to ship it for you from Israel, but it's not going to be here by Friday. She looked at me. She's like, Tali, I don't care. Where is the dress from? It's from Nordstrom, from TJ Maxx, from Neiman Marcus, anywhere. I love your style. How about I'll pay you for your time? I'm going to give you money. You go to the store and you buy me an outfit. My jaw dropped. It still is. I could not believe it that somebody is willing to pay me for my time to help them to pick an outfit for the event.
So there's your business model. It just birthed from that conversation.
Exactly. It blew my mind. Exactly. That's how it started. And that client, you know, I always say when you want to start a business, all you need is one happy client. You know, that happy client, send me another client and another client, and all my clients coming from clients,
Yes.
you know? So that's all it took. And that's how it started. And it's been incredible and amazing to be in this position to.
And it's such a value. I mean, you and I have talked about it. Like, I'm busy. And I was sharing with you, I used to love to shop. But I just simply do not have the time anymore to wander around and even just browse. But then, yeah, just like your client, I have stuff and I'm like, Tali, I need an outfit. I need podcasts. And one thing, as I'm wearing today, you pushed me out of my comfort zone like nobody's business. And it's great though. And I think there's deeper meaning to that even than our clothes that we're wearing. It's really having somebody support you. I remember saying when I did the 900 Shop event with you, which I swear it's a once in a lifetime experience that I wish everyone could experience this. But yeah, you really do make people. I felt taken care of. I felt like you know, like you had me in your hand, and you're like, you know, I'm not going to make you look like an idiot. Trust me, like, it's going to be good stuff. But yeah, it's an experience, and I felt like I grew. You know.
Yeah, I will never forget the transformation that we had together during our styling experience at the studio. I really help women like you, busy women leaders, to shine their light bright. I think like women that I work with, like you, Laurette, they're really busy and they have a lot of things going on. The last thing they need to worry about is their outfit. I mean, when you show up to the meeting and you don't need to worry about your outfit, but you know that you have the most amazing outfit on when you feel that queen energy,
Yes.
when you feel like activated, then you know that that meeting is going to be the best in the world. It's all started with that. And just so you know, majority of my women, they all have an impeccable sense of style. They have beautiful closets, beautiful pieces. But again, you know, everybody should focus in their own genius zone. So
Right.
when you work with a stylist, you are really able to focus on your mission, on your own leadership.
That's a great point because even in the last 2 weeks, you've helped me so much getting ready for podcast week. And what it allows me to do literally is research. So I research a lot out of the guests that we have, and that takes a lot of time. And you literally came to my house with your team, packed my clothes, brought them to the Chicago condo. That's hours of time that I simply don't have.
Exactly.
And even thinking about what to wear, and you laid it all out, and I had little pictures with what jewelry it's it sounds so simple, but and it is simple, but it's hugely impactful.
Amazing. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm so fortunate to be in this position. And women that I work with, they're blooming. I can see they just like take off because I really feel like I give them that confidence and I activate them. I give them permission to be themselves and to shine their own light unapologetically through their own personal style. And yes, I push them out of the comfort zone because I think sequins are amazing for every day. And I think
That is such a good point.
and it's not something that you would wear on your own.
I would never have bought these pants ever. And the fact that you're like, and as we were getting ready to come out, and you're like, okay, put jeans or put gym shoes on and a white T-shirt and like go to Target in my purple sequins pants.
Yes, absolutely. It all depends how you style it. You can take a very dressy item like sequin pants and you can dress them out by simply wearing them with sneakers and a T-shirt and a denim jacket.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. And I would have thought, honestly, sequins is New Year's Eve and that's it. Maybe holidays, obviously, whatever. But like, that's it. That's where I would put that. And you really do, you break the rules, which I love.
I don't follow any rules. I think
That was a question yesterday. We had to pick a card with our after the guest thing, and it was like, "What rule do you think should be broken?" And my guest was a very rule follower, and I'm like, "I break every rule." Like,
that's what
you
makes
are a
it
rule
fun.
breaker, but some rules are just stupid, right?
Who wrote them?
Who
They don't
wrote that
exist. They don't exist. I am all about breaking the rules. I am all about dressing every day as a special occasion. Every day is a new year. Every day is a new day. Every day you deserve to feel like a queen. And every morning when you dress up in the morning in your closet, this is when the transformation is happening. This is when you call forth your inner queen to step into this day, and to crush it.
Yeah. I love your blog. I love your website too. You have a lot of free information, free tips out there, like cleaning your closet.
Yes.
Which you also just did for me as part of this process, which was crazy. But yeah, I mean, I think your closet, if you can't see what you have, it's just impossible. So there you have great tips on that.
It's like a detox,
It
right?
is. It's a cleanse. It's a
cleanse. Exactly. When you deserve to walk into your closet and feel like you walked into your favorite boutique. And it's possible. And it doesn't matter how much money you have or how big is your closet. It's all about curating that capsule wardrobe that fits you, that works for you, and that embodying your own style persona.
Right. I mean, you definitely do the gamut of the branded stuff, but you also, introduced me to stuff that's very reasonable. And I'm like, I've never even been to that store. We've talked, and I'm like, that's so cute.
Yes.
So
it's all about mixing highs and lows.
Yes, you do mix highs and lows really well. Because I don't want people to feel like this is unattainable for me. And I know you talk about that a lot. Like, you might not be able to do all the services that you offer, but maybe talk about some of the other services that that everyone could enjoy, or even coming into the 900 shops.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, there's like free, as you said, tools that are available on my website for everyone. And they're really going to help you if you want to refresh, elevate your personal style and you don't know where to start there. TaliKogan.com. First of all, I developed a style quiz, which is incredible, super popular.
I saw you just posted that a bunch of people just went on that
like
recently.
Every minute somebody's taking the quiz. It's so popular. Thousands of people took that quiz, and we continue like redeveloping it. After working with women for so many years, I found that there are falling into 4 categories. So I have 4 different queen personas. One is a capsule queen, and then is a street style queen, boho queen, which is you are.
I am?
Yes, I think you're a boho queen.
Interesting.
And I am the extra
You
queen.
are definitely the extra queen, no doubt about that. I love that. So yeah, now you got to describe those a little more.
Yes, but the thing is, when you know your style persona, once you take the quiz, first you get tons of inspiration, different outfits into your mailbox. But what I've found, based on the people that took the style quiz, is once you know your style persona, you have a permission to be her. So let's say you're going to shop for shoes, let's say at Nordstrom. I heard this example on one of the podcasts, and I really love that. So let's say you're going online and you shop for like shoes on Nordstrom.com. You're going to type shoes, you're going to find a million shoes, right? But when you walk into the store and you know that your persona is boho, so you're going to be immediately drawn to the flowy materials, to the lace, to the softer fabrics. So you already know what you're drawn to. So the shopping experience and the styling experience has become a lot easier once you know your style persona. Now, I encourage you to retake the quiz multiple times as different style personas, because I'm all about getting inspired by those different personas. Even though I'm very extra queen, I'm definitely, you can find me in my boho queen element or in my capsule queen. You can
So
definitely.
we're everything.
It depends. I
Around
really
the day,
decide on a
maybe.
persona every morning based on the intention that I have for the day. So I call my process of dressing calling for the queen. So the process starts with first in the morning, taking care of yourself, whatever it means, whether it's a workout, whether it's a yoga, whether it's meditation. Then you set up an intention. What are you trying to attract today? One of my favorite statements is that you are a queen and you can attract whatever you want if you dress for it. So once you set that intention and you know what you're looking for, attract what kind of a day you want to have.
And do you depend on, and we just pulled some cards, some angel cards. So do you depend kind of on your angel cards in the morning?
Absolutely. Sometimes when I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to be wearing today, and I'm like, okay, let me get some wisdom. So I'm looking at my oracle card, and I'm very much sometimes inspired. I mean, today we got such a good
We
card.
had the best reading.
The best.
It was a play. We all need to play.
We all need to play. We can't take the fashion too seriously. We
No.
can't follow any rules.
And we have to bring light.
we need
and
to bring light, exactly. And
we're changing the world apparently too. So
you can definitely changing the world by dressing for that. It's
Yeah.
all start with an outfit, and women can lead with confidence only when they feel amazing in their own outfit.
I liked reading somewhere. I read you called it soulful styling.
Soulful, spiritual style, yes.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like it's such a soulful and a spiritual experience.
And even though you weren't educated on it, so to speak, which that must have been really hard for you to make this transition. I mean, that was a huge leap of faith and following a passion and a genius. But you see people intimately, and I think that's the gift that you bring, and that's soulful to me. Is
Yes.
You see people and you're like, this is.
I see their soul, and then I'm just bringing it through their style, through their outfit. I see who you are from the inside, and I show it to people from the outside through your outfit.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit more about your styling tips?
Yes. So another free tool that you can find on my website after you take the quiz is how to clean your closet. It's very important to clean your closet, and there is very simple steps on how to clean your own closet. Another free tool that you can download, it's available for everyone, is a wardrobe essentials. So in order to create this dream wardrobe and to create those outfits that embodying your own personal essence, it's all start with like curating this wardrobe based on the wardrobe essentials that I have listed there. Now, there's 25 items there, and you don't have to have them right away, right? But you can at least like start building those essentials. You can put it on your closet. When you clean your closet, you know what are the pieces that are missing. So next time, when you go to shop the sale, you are shopping strategically and intentionally to build your wardrobe essentials. And what I found that once you have a clean closet, you know your style persona, and you have your wardrobe essentials, you can effortlessly and easily style yourself in your closet with a lot of fun and joy. And I can definitely share more on some styling tips and tricks of one of my favorite tips on how to put outfits together.
I was thinking that as you were saying that you do like the lookbooks and you put things together that I would be like, does that even go? But then it does go. You know,
Yes.
you really are very creative on
So
how
the
you do
only
that.
way to figure out if it goes or not is to follow your own intuition. Our intuition never lies. So you try the outfit on, you play with your wardrobe.
Play.
You play, exactly, you have fun with that. And you look at yourself in the mirror. Do you love it? Then it's a yes. If you don't, that something is off. But to create those outfits that you say, I would never think how to put it together. How do you do that? So there is a couple of, I wouldn't say rules, but I would say strategies that I started that I've learned, that I repeat myself over and over again, that totally works. And I'm happy to share it with the audience. So number one, we'll go back to Queen Michelle Obama that was wearing that monochrome outfit. You know, monochrome outfit is so powerful. If you have that important meeting, you want to show you want to come with that confidence, you want to make that entrance that everybody in the room is going to be wow. Monochrome is a great way to go. And create a monochrome outfit, it's the easiest one. You just go to your closet and you pull together all the pieces that in the same shade. It doesn't have to be all white. It can be white and cream, okay? It could be light purple and
I
dark.
thought that was a rule that you told me is not a rule, but I always thought you couldn't do like cream and white. So the rule that you taught me to break is it doesn't have to be exactly the same color,
Nope.
but in the same family.
It does not have to be in the same family. It's as long as it looks good and as long as it's activating that queen energy in you. And we know when we feel amazing in that outfit. The mirror never lies. That's trick number one, that is the simplest and the easiest and everybody can implement it. Number two, I love my white shoes. And it can be white sneakers or white pumps. They will elevate any outfit. Like you can wear jeans with white pumps and a t-shirt and a blazer, boom.
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 Speaking of blazers, it's my absolute number one wardrobe essentials. It's elevate, it adds so much style to anything.
And you're good at it over the shoulder.
Over
Cara.
the shoulders, yes, you
This
can
looks
take.
and I would have never think to do that. And it makes it like a cape.
And you're not as
It's your,
hot.
it's your superwoman cape.
Totally. And you're not as hot, but there is something powerful about wearing a blazer. So I love my blazers. And you can even wear them over your Lululemon leggings. Everybody love their yoga leggings. I know everyone.
Especially COVID. Yeah.
Yes, everyone having the closet joggers or Lululemon leggings. So style them with a tank or a t-shirt, white pumps or sneakers, and a blazer.
White pumps and yoga pants. Shut up. Really?
Well, joggers. I said, all yoga pants or
Gotcha,
joggers,
yeah.
or leather
Okay,
pants.
yeah.
Leather yoga pants with white pumps, yes. Joggers with white pumps and a t-shirt and blazer, that's my uniform. It's the easiest to recreate, and you always feel like chic and put together. And if you're a mother on the go and can't wear heels, clean, white, polished.
That's why you wanted to get
fresh
rid of my
sneakers.
shoes because they weren't white. And I'm like, I love those.
Well, because we just got you a new pair. That's another rule.
Yes.
One of the rules that I will encourage everyone to follow is after you clean your closet, if you bring a new piece in, then one piece have to go out.
Oh, that's painful.
It is, but at least to try it, because what's going to happen? You're going to continue. You're going to
It's
come
good
back.
advice. It is good advice. Just probably hard to follow, but I need to do that. You know what? I don't know what in your capsule boho in that list.
Yes.
So I love, and we did this a lot in the day that I was with you in your shop, of like girly and then like biker boots.
Yes,
you know,
thank
what do you
I'm
call
so glad
that?
you brought this up, because that's the next style treat.
Oh,
I'm
look
so
at that.
glad
Okay,
we're,
okay, good.
we're so in sync, Laurette. That's my favorite styling trick to share. The key in creating those fun, stylish, chic outfits is to mixing soft and hard, masculine and feminine.
Exactly.
Yes. So let's say a white lace dress with combat boots.
Yes. So cute.
Yes. Most for us.
Is that boho or?
Combat boots for me would be street style queen.
Okay. Okay, wait, I might lean that way.
Because street style queen could be, yes, could be. Street style queen, she's all about comfort. So she will never compromise on her comfort. She's always going to look amazing, chic, put together. But you most likely, most of the time, will find her on sneakers or mules. Rarely
I need to
on.
take the quiz. I'm sure I did, but I can't.
I'm pretty sure you're a boho queen.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But I can also see you as an extra queen, and I can also see you as a capsule queen.
But like you
But
said, it
in your
depends on the
soul,
day.
you're an extra queen. I mean, I could feel your energy shifts in a minute. We put that sequin outfits on you. Here comes the queen.
Yeah. I want to talk butterflies for a hot minute.
Okay, let's
'Cause
talk
we are
about butterflies.
Do you
for
like
a
my
hot-
butterflies?
I'm obsessed with your butterflies.
I
You
know.
that
We have this butterfly thing, and the day that I went to your shop, and I will never forget it. It was a rough day because my friend, a real dear friend of mine, had passed away at that time, and I was so excited for this event with you, but I was feeling really blue. And when you walk in for this event with Tali, it's like you get champagne right away, and there's music, and there's all this energy. And I pulled you aside, and I was like, I just need you to know I'm kind of blue, and like told you what happened. And I think we had a tearful moment because your girlfriend was in.
I also lost a friend. This year,
Yes, at that same time, and we both kind of had a cry, and then we're like, but we're gonna make today really special. And you did. I mean, you really, I needed that day. But the butterfly question I want to know is, why are butterflies so special to you?
You know, they're so special to me. They came to me actually through like a spiritual journey that I did during the retreat that I hosted for my girlfriends from Israel. I started tapping into my spirituality, discovered this the whole entire world, and I wanted to invite everyone to that spiritual world. So I hosted this retreat with my business coach and my therapist. And during those retreats, the butterflies came to me. One of the things I wanted to do at the retreat is to do something fun. Didn't know what it is. And I remember that as a little girl, I loved drawing and painting. And my daughter right now, she's also drawing and painting, which I love so much.
Yeah.
So I brought an artist and I told him I want to draw something with my girlfriends. It was 4 of us. And the artist told me, like, you need to be a little bit more specific. I'm like, well, I want them to draw their spiritual soul, their new version of themselves, like something spiritual. She's like, well, this is too general. It's going to take a very long time. You're like, you need to be something specific. And I remember Jason's grandma, who passed during COVID at the age of 98. She was the biggest fashionista you could ever imagine. Like up until the last day, everything was matching, bras, underwear, to her can, everything. She was just, yes, she was amazing. And I'm the only one in the family her size. So she's been sending me lots of beautiful, gorgeous gloves and lots of vintage jewelry. Every time she would send me a package, she would send me butterflies in the package, those magnets, butterflies for the fridge. So in my house, I have a lot of these butterflies. So on my birthday, it was my birthday retreat, I wake up and I see those butterflies. I'm like, oh my God, how about each of us is gonna draw her own butterfly? Because all butterflies, they're so beautiful and they're so different. And they have their own personal essence. So this is how it started. And then I started digging into it. And I'm like, this makes so much sense that I love butterflies so much, because butterflies, they symbolize new beginning. They symbolize transformation. They symbolize beauty and freedom. And that's exactly what I help women do.
That is beautiful. I love that. Do you feel like when you see butterflies that you think of her?
I think I see them all the time. My kids are like making fun of me. Mommy, there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly. I see them everywhere, and I see her all the time through those butterflies. And butterflies, like, all different butterflies come to me with all kind of different messages.
Me too.
So special.
It hit me after my dad passed that the butterfly was definitely the symbol of him. And that story of when I went to your shop and my friend died, I think I shared with you. Did I share with you the butterfly thing? So I was here when he passed, and it was a heart attack. So it was none of it, very unexpected. And we had a lot of like work meetings and what have you that day. And it was one of those days where I couldn't feel, like I needed to disassociate because I had to get through the day, before I could really cry. So finally I had a moment out here on the balcony by myself, and it was literally 10 or 10:30 at night. We are on the 19th floor, and it was a blue
Oh my God.
butterfly over my head. It lingered over my head, right?
It was definitely him.
And I literally think it was that day, the day I got home from being with you. I couldn't believe it. I had to immediately text his wife, and I'm like, "You're not going to believe what just happened." I mean, do butterflies fly up in the 19th floor? I need to Google this. Like, I think it was so
It
surreal.
was definitely him, and it was definitely a message for you.
Right?
Yes, he's there. He's watching you.
Totally. I
Yes.
totally feel him. And he was a really unique individual. So I just wanted to hear you. So I love your butterfly story too. And
I love
and my
butterflies.
kids do the same thing. And I can almost like cue them. Like I'll be like, cue the butterfly, and they'll just appear. It's crazy. Okay. So I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, that's okay.
I would love you to talk a little bit about your kids and what it's like to be, professional working mom, and just how do you manage it all? And I know, your daughter particularly is really into gymnastics, so you have to travel a lot. So how do you balance it all?
I dress for it.
Yeah, good. What do you wear to the gymnastics? Oh, that's
I have a uniform for gymnastics. The kids is motherhood is the most amazing thing that
Right.
ever happened to me. I can cry talking about it. I love my kids so much, and they bring me so much joy every day. I built this whole business, and I wanted to have my own business, so I will be able to be present for my kids whenever they need me. As often as I can. I am the one who mostly driving them to school, picking up from school. If there are any field trips, I'm volunteering for the field trips. Driving Katya, my daughter, she is a gymnast, driving her to gymnastics. If I have an opportunity to watch her practice, I do. I will never, God forbid, miss any of her competitions. So it was very important for me to build a business that I can be present for my kids whenever I can.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that I'm able to do that.
Right.
And I'm really grateful that my kids are also seeing me, doing my thing, growing my business, changing women's life. They're very proud of me.
That's awesome.
They're very proud of me, and I love setting that role model for them. I love talking to them a lot about what I do. Sometimes I come from home, from work, and I share with them my experiences and the clients. I'm sure I'm going to be talking. I told my daughter, Katya, that, after the podcast, we're going to be taking a walk. I'm going to show you all the pictures. I'm going to be sharing with you how it was. This morning, she was helping me to prepare. She was like, I'm like, Katya, how do you like my outfit? You got this. She helped me choose the song.
Yes.
I try to get them as much as I can.
It's a great song. It's going to end up being the real song, I have a feeling. That's
Thank
great.
you.
And them seeing you happy, I think that, that's kind of what you're alluding to, and that and at the role model. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I want them to know that everything in life is possible if you dress for it, but also work for it.
Right.
Yes, you gotta work
and
it.
manifest it. That was one thing I did lose in my thoughts before, but I love how you talk about how 900 shops came to be. So I want you to touch on that a little more.
Yes. So when I started my styling business, I didn't know how does it work. I literally pretty much design it all myself. It's been a lot of work to do it all on my own. I would go to stores, shop, at least 5, 6, 7 different stores online, and a lot in person. At that time, I did a lot in person shopping.
So then you're walking around with all
The bags,
literally.
and then driving to my clients, unpack. At that time, I didn't have a team. It was a one-man show. I would unpack everything, style the client, create all the lookbooks, go back home, return all the pieces to the stores, create all the invoices. It was so much work. It was really hard to build a business out of it, to actually start, making any kind of money.
Too time-consuming, really.
Lots of hustle, lots of hustling. And I'm not afraid of work. I'm working since I'm 13. I'm always, I love working, but it was very hard to build that business the way I was operating it. Until I hired a business coach as an influencer at that time, I met an incredible business coach at Lingam. Had the collaboration as an influencer at the Lingam Hotel, and I met her. Name is Melissa Ford, and together we've been working and basically visualizing on what would be the ideal world for me as a stylist. What would help you to operate without all that crazy hustle? And I started envisioning myself a studio in a shopping mall. It just made so much sense because all the shops are there. Clients can come to you. And we created this business plan. And she was even been asking me, she's like, do you have an idea of what shopping mall would you want to be working with? And I said immediately 900 Shops because I've been shopping at 900 Shops myself. I've partnered with them several times as an influencer. I knew that they are all about partnerships. And I even reached out to them a year before they reached out back to me. I even reached out to them, proposed to do like some sort of like a workshop and a styling event, just like to start the conversation. I emailed to them, and then a year later, they actually reached out to me during the pandemic. I don't know if it had to do anything with the email that I sent them, but I totally manifested that. They reached out to me, and we did an event together. We did actually 3 events together. At that time, it was on Instagram Live, and then I did a series of events on Instagram Live during the pandemic. And now I have my own styling studio on the 5th floor, 900 Shops, where we offer our transformational styling experiences, the experience that you went through, which is personal styling. And we also offer incredible personal brand photo shoots.
It's very fun. It is like, it's so fun. And the partnership with the 900 Shops is amazing to witness because you walk around like you own the place because you do.
Yeah.
You walk into every store, they all know you, and you can take anything. You just take it and you bring it up to your, like, it just, I feel like I'm walking around, which you are, a celebrity through there. And,
Well,
oh, you
you're
want
the
to try that?
celebrity.
Take it, try it. Like, it's just so fun. And you manifested exactly perfectly what you needed for your business. And you have a great business mind.
Thank you
really
so much.
do.
I feel very lucky and fortunate, and I do have an incredible relationship with the incredible makers of 900 Shops.
The seamstress came all the way from downtown to my house in St. Charles. Like, she was awesome. It's just her energy right when she walked in. You know, she is a master at her craft.
Absolutely.
That was so. I mean, how many times do you go to the shop and the pants are too long or da 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 da, and you're like, got it, we'll fix that.
We do it all. We do it all.
It's a beautiful service. And you have to be so great for all of those shops because I'm thinking even right when I walked in, you said it starts with like the undergarments and you have this amazing woman that like,
Wrigley and Taylor, yep.
yeah, and they like make sure that, you have the right size bra on, which sounds stupid, but it's really important.
Yes, absolutely. It all starts with an underwear and bra.
So you are impacting all these other shops and lifting them up, which is huge. Not only women, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
And this retail needs it. They
Thank
need
you.
it.
Thank you.
That's very cool. So talk about your staff and talk about Sweet Dome Chicago, which I think is beautiful. And it kind of goes together in my mind because I know a lot of your...
Yes, a lot of them are coming from that
and
the
they're
foundation.
amazing humans and they work hard, very hard. And it's got to make your life a little bit easier. Yeah.
Thank you. I wouldn't be able to operate without them. So Sweet Dome Chicago is a foundation that my husband and I started after the war in Ukraine broke. The idea started because we wanted to help in some way. We didn't know what to do. We just didn't want to donate money to an organization that we didn't know what impact it's going to make. We wanted to make a bigger impact. As someone who immigrated herself, this idea came to me. And again, I just want to back up a little bit. When the war in Ukraine started, I was in a very bad place.
That's your home.
It's my homeland, yes. I was very depressed and I didn't want to get dressed. Like, last thing that I could think about is like getting dressed. But I started walking my own talk and I started like walking myself through the same calling for the queen process where I started dressing up even though I didn't want to and taking care of myself and meditating. And when I started doing it, this idea came to my head. Like I dressed up. I remember I took a walk and I walked by Ukrainian consulate. And I was like, oh, Ukrainian consulate, maybe I should walk in and ask if there are any Ukrainian refugees that came to Chicago that need any kind of help. As someone who immigrated herself, I'm like, they probably need some help. And, Laura, these families, I mean, when we think about refugees, we have like a different association. I'm talking to you about refugees from Ukraine. All of these doctors, a lot of them are doctors, but they left like lives there that they developed. Like, they had careers, they had pets, they had parents, and they had to leave everything behind and to come here to start from zero. So when we found the first family we wanted to help, I've learned what a big problem these families are having. They're coming here with barely any English, no, like very little money. And what are they supposed to do? Like, how are they supposed to rent an apartment? So the biggest gap and the biggest issue was for them finding homes. So we realized what a big problem is that. So we help our first family, which was family of 5. Right now, the woman, Natalia Pachenko, the mother, she's volunteering for the foundation and she's managing my studio on the weekends. We decided that we want to take it and we started foundation and we want to continue helping more and more families. Now we have 20 families.
Congratulations. That is amazing.
Thank you so much. It's something that I'm the most proud of. It's been the best experience ever to be in the position to help these people to start their life here and to really shine so much light on them. I'm very fortunate that I was able also to hire some of these people, like with a lot of the moms, like 7 of them right now working for me in different position. Our in-house photographer, Yulis Brina, she's absolutely incredible. She's doing all my photos and she's doing all our personal brand photo shoots. You experience it yourself.
Beautiful. Some of my favorite photos. Just beautiful.
Thank you. And they're just like so incredible and they're so grateful and they love the work. For them, they don't even call it as a work. And they really, it's funny because, I came to help them, but now they're helping me so much, not only in my business right now with the war in Israel also broke, like again, I went back to the dark place, but these people, like women, they're pulling me out. They're like helping me to continue doing what I was born to do, to continue shining my light on this world on women, empowering women.
Definitely a calling. And is it a 501c3?
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yes,
that's great
it is.
for
And
our
my kids are
listeners.
involved. We visit the families after they get settled. So basically what the foundation does, we rent their housing. We find their place. We have a realtor that is volunteering for the foundation. We find them places and we basically pay for the rent from 3 months to 1 year, depends on the position of the family.
Right.
And we try to continue supporting them in other ways, like jobs and English. My mother-in-law is teaching them English.
That's awesome.
Yes, but the main mission is really to provide them home. The name of the foundation is Sweet Dome Chicago. Dome in Russian is home.
Beautiful. I love that. Dome, it also feels like a
Exactly,
sanctuary.
like a sanctuary. Yes.
That's cool. So what does your foundation need the most? Like if you were asking listeners in ways they could help you.
If people are interested to help, the best they can help is by donations. Because of all the
It's
apartments are already furnished. Yes,
they're expensive.
Yeah, because the apartments are already furnished and
Oh, nice.
and everybody have apartments. Yeah, so the money is going to be probably the best way, so we can continue helping more and more families.
And it kind of goes back full circle to your story of the $2,000 and you needed an apartment.
Yes, it worked.
Right? It's like that's one of the most important things.
Totally.
Thank you so much for being here. And it's been a great conversation. And we're not done yet. We have one more question. And you know what it is. So, what is the legacy that you would like to leave behind?
I want to leave a world where women are feeling empowered to lead and to create a better world. And they can do it by shining the light bright by the personal style.
That's beautiful. I love that. And when I was like researching you, had a flashback of I went out to dinner one time with this a man in our industry. He was a mentor to me, and it was him and his wife and his daughter. And I was talking about something, and I said, yeah, that was a meeting. I had to wear my big girl shoes. And he always said, like, he's like, my daughter will never forget you said that. But there's seriously meetings where I focus on my shoes, and I'm 5'10" already, so there's that. But there's times I need to be 6'2". Like, when you need to be like, and even if it is just a feeling,
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like, it's crazy. And I used to hate being tall. And now as I've gotten older and in leadership, I'm like, this is a blessing to be tall.
100%.
So, I mean, we are what we are. Everybody is what they are. But it's funny how like my point of view changed on that. So it is important. And I think you're so right on women leaders bring totally different energy, and the feminine power that you talk about has been squashed for so long. And I do feel this is the year of the dragon, lady.
Exactly. When women are leading, the world is in peace.
Right? Yes. I know. It's time.
We need more women to lead. And
We need Michelle Obama.
Exactly. We need more women to lead and to shine unapologetically bright every single day.